I could start today because I didn't get to do this on Wednesday or Friday, and I could talk about how I was right, and I predicted not only the Verlander trade, but how I predicted the Astros winning the World Series, and I could just go on and go on and on and on and gloat and be like, oh, look at me, I'm oh so right, look at yay. But I'm a very humble person, so I won't talk about how right I was, even though I was. And I want to talk about what the next thing in baseball I need to be looking at here. And if you look at the Houston Astros, the immediate question after they won the World Series is, well, are they going to become the next Kansas City Royals, right? So let's dive into that topic. So there's a big difference, in my opinion, between the Royals and Astros. When you start a business, right, you have partners on your business. Usually you have a board of directory. Usually have, guys you place in management and supervisor positions. And their job is not only to get said amount of things done, but their job is to make sure everybody else gets their stuff done, right? And managers and supervisors are always thought to be more credible, more reliable sources. They are bigger assets to your company. They're not just getting their job done, to making sure other people are getting their jobs done, right? And sometimes when you have these kind of partners or people on your board, they're one of two things generally. They're either A, really, really good at their job and super well known in their field, aka a Steve Jobs, or you get some guys who are kind of just like, he's okay, but I knew him when I grew up and he's been a really good friend for a while, and I wanted to give him a job and I wanted to give him a nice paycheck, and this got me just paying back my friend, right? If you listen to hip hop at all, it's like Young Money at one point really kind of looked like Drake, Nicki, and then a bunch of Lil Wayne's friends he just let on the label. You have guys that are really good, but they're really just, let me take that back. Guys that are great across the board and well known will get serious attention from other businesses. And they'll kind of know. It's like they'll kind of, knock on the door, or make calls, or send out little feelers, right? And they'll be like, hey, when your contract or your deal with that business or partnership or group is up, how would you like to come work for us? We'll pay you X amount of money. Well, this is where Houston's problem is. No, I'm not going to say, Houston, we have a problem. I guess I just did. When the Royals players are all about to split up as they are now, the big difference is Kansas City is a small market team and wasn't going to be able to afford these 4 or 3 players, depending on how you value them. They weren't going to be able to pay them regardless if they made more than veteran minimum or a $6-7 million a year contract. Kansas City doesn't have that kind of money, that kind of resources. They just, once those guys got to all-star level, it was like, all right, cool, we got you for the next 2-3 years, and then you're gone. Houston is a bigger market than Kansas City, has more revenue than Kansas City, has more resources than Kansas City, but their 4 guys, Keuchel, Altuve, Springer, Correa, are much more in the Steve Jobs line of work than they are just, well, I gave my friend a paycheck. Let's look at it this way, or just keep this in mind. Keuchel and Altuve already have a contract that they signed with Houston, and it was security over money. They signed a 3-4 year deal early in their careers, so that way they had some longevity and security on their part, even though they are underpaid for what they've actually performed. Keuchel has Cy Young and a 17-win season. Altuve is going to be the AL MVP, and that's the issue with Houston right now, is you have AL MVP, you have Cy Young, you have Springer and Correa who won't take the security deal, and now they don't have to because you have World Series MVP if you're George Springer. You're going to be an all-star, 20-plus home run center fielder. You have Correa, who's a Rookie of the Year, an all-star, a World Series winner. Congratulations, by the way, on him getting married. That's a big difference than dealing with what Kansas City had. Houston won't be able to pay all these guys. It does not matter. Now, there is one exception. There's the exception of, what if Houston keeps winning? Say they get 1 or 2 more of the next 3 World Series. Well, then what do? You've seen teams like San Francisco who they pay their own. They're able to, draft guys, develop guys, and get to pay Posey the big deal, Bumgarner the big deal. So could Houston do that? Yes. That's if they win and go on a San Francisco like 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5 year run, or 3 out of 4 year run winning title. The only teams, and this is part of the issue with baseball, The only teams that can really pay guys, regardless if they're winning or not, and pay them these huge extreme contracts and keep paying and paying and paying and cycling guys through are the Yankees and the Dodgers. A couple other teams kind of get in the mix here and there, but those are the consistent. We can throw $250 to $300 million at our payroll, and we can keep doing it year after year after year. And because there is no cap in baseball, no salary cap, they are allowed to do this. Don't be surprised if out of these 4 guys, they keep 1 and 3 of them are on the Yankees or Dodgers and the Red Sox also. Let me throw them in there as well. And they're on one of those 3 teams in the next 2 to 3 years. Once again, I repeat, you have an AL MVP, a World Series MVP, a Rookie of the Year world champion, and a Cy Young Award winner, 17-game winner and world champion. You're looking at, if you kept these 4 guys, by the time their contracts come up, over $100 million a year invested in 4 players. You're not the Yankees. You're not the Dodgers. You're not the Red Sox. Houston cannot do that, despite being in a bigger market like Houston. Don't work like that in baseball. If you saw or liked anything, please don't forget, leave a thumbs up. Please like, subscribe. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace out.